Hello. Happy Monday. I hope that you guys are having a great day thus far and that you had a good weekend and you were able to rest and partake in some form of self-care to help prepare you for this week. For those of you who do not know me, I am Be Pleasant. I am the owner of H.E.R, which means to be healed, empowered, and restored. And I am an inner healing coach for women. So today I wanted to jump on and talk to you guys about two things that may be hindering your healing process. So the first thing is familiarity. You are afraid of releasing what has become familiar to you, whether that is people and relationships, whether that be old habits, whether it be things that you do or places that you go. When you are being called higher, when you are asking God to give you more, oftentimes there is a delay in that thing not because he doesn't want to give it to you, not because you don't deserve it, but because you are not in a place of being healed enough to receive it. If God knows that you still need to do some healing before he blesses you with something, he knows that you will also sabotage that same thing that you prayed for if you do not heal first. So, on familiarity, when you are surrounded by people who are comfortable where they are, there are two kinds of people. One type will be cool with where they are and on the level that they are, but still be able to encourage and uplift and push you to go higher. They recognize you for who you are. They see the greatness and the calling on your life. So they're willing to be that support system that you need to say, hey, although I'm cool, with where I am and what I'm doing, and I'm fine, I know that there's greater in you. I know that you deserve, more than what you are receiving in life, in relationships, in your career, in your finances, whatever. Those people are people that you want to keep with you. They can continue along with you on your healing journey because they're going to motivate you and push you and encourage you no matter where they are. And then there are those people that are in your life who are completely disinterested in what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go, who discourage you because they don't see or understand the vision that you have for your life. Those people are people who cannot go with you. Those are people that you have to be okay with letting go. Don't allow those people to keep you stuck on the same level simply because you're afraid to go on without them. And for some people, it takes them seeing you to make it out, them seeing you being willing to push through when it was hard, when it didn't make sense, when you didn't know how it was going to work out in the end. You just had this vision and this goal that God placed on your heart and your mind, and you kept going for it. When they see you make it, oftentimes that lets them know, hey, we came from the same neighborhood, we came from the same, group or whatever. And if they made it, I know that I can make it too. That may inspire them to keep going or to begin, their journey to their next level. Either way, you have to be committed to doing it for you. You have to be committed to saying, you know what, I'm tired of seeing the same results. I'm tired of seeing the same things and being caught in the same cycle of dysfunction and pain and hurt and all of these things that are really getting you nowhere. You have to decide for yourself that you want better in your marriage, that you want better in your friendships, that you want better in your familial relationships or your business or your health and fitness journey. Whatever it is, you have to be committed to it for you, no matter who's beside you, no matter who walks away, no matter, who comes along. When you're committed to the vision that God has given you, when you're committed to accepting all of the abundance that he wants to give you, you're going to keep going in spite of. So that's one thing that will keep you from taking your healing journey, that familiarity. Also on that, if you begin to take that healing journey and it seems like all hell breaks loose and everything starts to going wrong and things seem like they're falling apart, a lot of us instantly retreat back to our old ways, our old habits, because we feel as though, oh, that's a sign that I made a mistake. I made the wrong decision. Maybe I didn't hear God right. Things shouldn't be looking like this if I'm really, walking in the will of God. If I'm really heading for something better, then why, is everything like it is? Why does it look worse than, before I began? That is not a sign for you to stop. It is a sign for you to keep going. Rest assured that the enemy does not want to see you do better, have better, be better, any of that. So when you meet opposition, you got to keep pushing. You got to keep going through. It's going to strengthen you. It's going to mature you. If every journey that you went on didn't have any opposition, if nothing ever went wrong, there would be nothing for you to grow from. There would be no lessons for you to learn. There would be no point. See, when you can go through something, when you can build and build from nothing and continue on, no matter what your feelings are telling you, what negative thoughts you may be having, what other negative voices or influences may be around you, that is going to be the blueprint for somebody else. That is how you build your testimony. When you have the ability to push through the process and to pray through and to continue to work through the process, regardless of what it feels like, then God will begin to place people in your life for seemingly no reason at all. You may think that it's for one reason and it'll be for something totally, totally different. You'll understand why you had to go through what you went through. You'll understand why things happened and unfolded the way that they did. There have been several times in my life when I have gone through things that I didn't understand. And I was like, okay, God, why is this happening to me? Like, it could have gone a million other ways, and this is the way that you allowed for it to happen to me. And I didn't understand until later. Sometimes it was years later. Sometimes it was, as soon as a few months later that I would meet somebody and they would, tell me what was going on with them. And I just started laughing. And I had to explain that I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at myself. I'm laughing at how intentional and funny and just hilarious God is to me sometimes. Because without me going through that process, without me experiencing that pain, that frustration, having to learn how to forgive, all of the hard things that we don't really like to talk about, without me going through it and making it to the other side and coming out stronger and better and with a different understanding, there is no way I would have been able to help or encourage someone from a genuine place. It's all good when you're going through stuff and people are like, well, I don't know what to do. And you have to guess and you have to just say, oh, well, it'll get better, but when you can give them step-by-step strategic plans to help them because you've truly gone through the process and you've understood the process and you've grown and you really just, now like you really know, it's so different and it's so powerful. That is why your pain and the pain that you've healed from, your testimony carries so much weight. That is why also the enemy tries to silence you. He tries to make you feel as though your testimony ain't that big of a deal, that nobody wants to hear it. That's also why he tries to keep you bound in that particular season, because he does not want you to have a testimony at all. If he knows that he can keep you stuck, if he knows he can keep you in the same cycle of dysfunction, if he knows that you'll never break free from that toxic relationship, if he knows that you never become a good steward of your finances and you never learn how to manage your money or to build that business or any of that, guess what? Not only will you remain discouraged and probably mad at God or just stuck and stagnant in life, so will the people around you. So will the people that God intends for you to be a blessing to, for you to help, for you to uplift, for you to help go on to their next level. You have to understand God and his ways. You have to understand how he works. That is why, Be Her is built on the foundation of having intimacy with God. When you have intimacy with God, I didn't say life would be easy. It's not, but it's easier. It's easier to bear. You have a lot more understanding about things that you wouldn't normally have if you didn't know God, if you didn't have that relationship with him. There's so much more that I'm definitely going to be touching on in the next couple of weeks regarding religion and relationship and the difference and how both affect your life. But for now, having that relationship with God is really key to your healing process. So the next thing, I'm going to try to wrap this up pretty quickly. The next thing that keeps you from taking that healing journey and from, going through the process is pure laziness. A lot of you know exactly what you need to do. But you won't. You won't be consistent. You won't stay disciplined. You won't take the steps that you need to take because it's hard. And you feel like it should be easier. Release the thought that everything is supposed to be easy. Release the idea that you're not going to meet opposition, that you're not going to have to work hard, that you can just pray and it's just going to happen for you. It's not that simple. I used to be one of those who, I'd pray and I'd pray and I'd pray that this would happen and that would happen. And then I get frustrated because nothing was happening. But guess what? I wasn't doing the work. And if I was doing the work, I would just do it for a little bit. And then if I didn't see the results that I thought should happen quick enough, then I would, I'd quit. I would quit. I know that probably makes no sense, but I literally see so many other people doing the same thing. So let me help you and just tell you to keep going, regardless of the opposition, regardless of what else is going on in your life. You have to keep going. You got to stay committed to the process so that you can come out better on the other side. When it comes to forgiveness, sometimes the hardest thing to do is not necessarily to forgive the other people. It's forgiving yourself for making the decision, forgiving yourself for making that mistake or that bad choice. Listen, a lot of us are truly in bondage to anger and resentment and hatred that we hold against ourselves. We say that it's from all the other people and what they did to you, but you're really upset with yourself because you allowed it to happen. Let that go. Go back and tell yourself at whatever age, at whatever stage of maturity, that you are in, tell yourself that it's okay. It's okay so that you can move on and don't feel like you're going to constantly keep experiencing the same thing. If you are a person that seemingly keeps enduring the same lessons and the same traumas or the same dysfunctional cycles and patterns, it's because you have not taken the time to learn from it. When you truly learn from your mistake or the choice that you made in the past that wasn't such a good one, you begin to make different choices. You implement those boundaries that you know you should put in place. I really hate that phrase and that saying that hurt people. No, people. I'm not quoting it correctly, but it says something to the effect of healers, people who are healers and who have a healing heart. They attract broken people. And while that may be true to some extent, a lot of the times, if you keep attracting the same type of person, like I said, it's a lesson that you haven't learned. Sometimes it's not for us to save everybody. It's not for us to rescue everybody. It's not that ain't it. Sometimes God keeps sending the same thing and the same person and the same type of jacked up relationships because you have to learn to say no. You have to learn to say, you know what? I deserve better than this. I deserve more than this. And that's all part of your healing process, especially when you're dating and you're preparing for marriage. You have to know that no, all guys are not the same, ladies. They're not the same at all. There are a lot with the same mentality and same bad habits and all that kind of stuff. But there are so many different men. There are so many men who are good. There are so many men who will love you like you're supposed to be loved, who can handle your calling, who can handle you on your worst day as well as, your best day. They're out there. But the reason you haven't received it is because you haven't healed. God knows that if he sends you that, a lot of you will honestly reject that man because you're not used to it. Because you haven't even gotten used to the idea that you deserve this. So you're going to push it away and run right on back to Toxic Tom over there. So, that's a part of healing. When you go through your process, you really decide and you commit to the idea and you begin to believe differently. You believe that you deserve more. You believe that you can have more. So you move differently. You think differently. You behave differently. You speak differently. It all matters, but you have to be willing to go through the process. Again, regardless of who's with you, who leaves you, who comes along or who doesn't, the things that you have to be willing to give up, I promise you, if God is leading you to give up a specific habit, if he's leading you to give up just doing specific things or going specific places, do it. He will never tell you to release something without replacing it with something better. And a lot of those things and those people and those places, they're holding you back anyway. Because while you're spending your time doing A, B, and C, you're supposed to be building. You're supposed to be sitting with yourself. You're supposed to be spending time in the presence of God so he can show you his heart for you and show you your heart and what needs to change within it. But you can't hear God like you feel that you're supposed to, because there's too much noise. There's too many distractions. A lot of those things that we have become familiar with are simply distractions when God is trying to take us higher. Things in your previous season that may have been great for you at that time may not be working, may be becoming mundane and just not helpful in this season, because it's time for you to release. You have to be willing to let go of so much. But I promise you, if you will endure the process, if you will be willing to change your mindset and really have your heart cleansed and purified of all the things that are not serving you, you're going to come out better. You're going to come out so much better. God is going to be able to bless you with things that will blow your mind simply because you were willing to take the steps and you were willing to endure and persevere through the process. You trusted him. I need you to go back and think and ask yourself, do you trust God with the process? And then ask, do you trust yourself enough to go through it? We can trust God all day. We can believe God all day, but we have to some degree, believe in ourselves. If you never believe in yourself, if you never trust yourself, guess what you're going to do? You're going to fall short every time, because it doesn't matter if God keeps trying to show you who you are. It doesn't matter who God believes you to be, what he believes you can have, what he says you can do. If you don't believe it for yourself, you'll never have it. You'll never see it. Again, a part of the healing process. So if any of this resonated with you and you need help, and you're ready to just go into this next season of your life better, if you're ready to finally be done with everything that's holding you back and you need a strategic plan, a blueprint to help you throughout your journey, click the link in the description of this live. I'm also going to put it in the comments below. Click the link, book your discovery call with me so we can get you started on your healing journey. So I hope that y'all have a great day. You enjoy the rest of your day and your evening. Y'all be safe if it's raining and just kind of icky outside, if it is like where I am. But until next time, I will see you guys soon.